All right, here we go. Game number 4, facing off against North York Storm. Barsanti in net for this game. Puck comes back in our zone. Frood with it behind the net, chips it up the boards. Ventura chips it out of the zone. Ice and waved off. The girl could have played it, but chose not to. The linesman's talking to the coach about that. Puck comes up the sidewall. Frood gets a piece of it, but that comes out. Bella Mass is back for it. She chips it up center to Bella Perry. Bella Perry into the zone. Puts that on net. Rebounds loose from Ventura. A piece of it goes in the corner. Dread's there to keep it in. Behind the net, Kingston comes up center with it. Pressure from Gation keeps her in the zone. Now Kingston sends it up center and into the Sudbury zone. Gibbs picks it up. Fires it up to Ventura. She chips it at center. Gets that into the zone, no icing. North York gets it out of the zone. Now Lontang slows him down. Gibbs gets the puck. Fires that around the boards. North York keeps it in, sends it in the corner. Pass out front, blocked by Judd. Lontang gets the loose puck out of the zone. She seats that into North York territory, then dumps it in. Gation gets there behind the net. He's tied up. Puck comes up center. North York gets in the zone, gets a shot, glove save, rebound, save again. Puck goes in the corner. Lontang ties up. Puck comes out front. Morris skates with it. Gets it up to Carrington. She was gassed, so she had to get rid of that puck. Puck comes out. North York gets it on the side. Now Jojo tries to get that up center. It's knocked back. Jojo ties her up, gets the puck. Goes behind the net with it. Cole with some pressure, gets it to the blue line. Storm keep that in. Sends it into the corner for Jojo. Jojo up for Carrington. Carrington off the boards. Kingston in the way. Now Jojo helping out. Jojo gets that to the blue line. Kingston sends it back in the corner. Pass out front, blocked by Sudbury. Kept in by North York, and now Cole gets the puck out of the zone. She gets the red line, dumps it in. North York gets it behind the net. Pressure from Dahlia. In comes Paris to slow her down. Dahlia keeps that back check going. And Bella Mass gets it over to Rowan Frood. Frood gets the puck, comes up the sidewall with it. Over the blue line, chips it in. She gets it behind the net. Ties up, tries to get that out front. It does, knocked away by the Storm, and they send that all the way down the ice. That's going to be an icing. .8:47 to go in the first period, 0-0. Storm send it up the boards. Gets out of the zone. Bella Mass is back for it. She's got some pressure. She takes behind the net. Gets that to Perry. Bella Perry comes up the side with it. That's knocked away. Pass out front. Doesn't connect, and Paris gets it back. Hits the brakes at the hash marks. Ships it up the side. Bella Mass is there for it. She gets that, tries to get that over, but goes in the zone. Storm send it back in the neutral zone. Morris off the bench, gets it in the zone. She follows it up, but the Storm send it out. Ventura picks it up for the Wolves. Off the boards, into the Storm territory. Storm start to break out with it. Gation stops him at the red line, sends it back in. Well, ref stops it at the blue line. Now Gation circles back, gets it to Kalen, across to Addy. Off the boards. Ooh, hit the ref that time again. Officials getting lots of action this game. Now it's back for Addy. Addie chips it up center. Izzy picks it up in the neutral zone. Skates it in. Takes it wide. Drives the net, gets it out front. Morris kicks it. Save is made. And then the Storm's cleared out of the zone. Lontang to Judd. Up into the neutral zone. Storm get the red line and dump it in. Addie gets it behind the net. Cross ice to Izzy. She gains the red line, dumps it in. Gation goes in for pressure. Dahlia supports her. All tied up down low. Storm start to come out with it. Back check from Cole. Storm get in the zone. Gibbs keeps her outside. Knocks the puck away into the corner. Gets some help from Carrington. Carrington chips it up, but Storm keep it in. Now they get a shot. Barsanti the save. Loose puck out front. Goes to the hash marks. Storm send it back down low. Gibbs ties up in the corner. Whistle goes. Puck wasn't moving. 6:22 to go in first. Okay, off the draw, Cole gets it up to the blue line and gets, they keep it in. Puck comes back for Emma Moore. She gets that back to Cole. Cole gets the blue line, chips it up for Belanger. Belanger chips that into the zone. She gets there. Fires out on net. Paise gets a piece of it. Cole comes in for the rebound. It's loose. Cole gets a shot. Goalie makes a save. They chip it up. Morsey knocks it out of the air, sends it back in the zone. Quick shout out to Emma's dad. Happy birthday to Grant. Also, happy birthday to Layla Barsanti. Lots of birthdays this weekend. Puck comes out. Jojo gets it back in neutral zone, dumps it in. Forwards go for a change. So the Storm start to break out with it. Nice work from Perry with some pressure. Then Morsey chips it back in the zone. It won't make it for an icing. The player skated away from the puck. So good call from the officials today on the icings. This afternoon, Paris tied up in the corner, gets some help from Couture. Puck hits the side of the net. Storm chip it up. Couture gets a shot. Goalie makes the save. Paris finds the rebound. Sends it down low for Perry. She puts that out front. The Storm chip it out and fire it all the way down for an icing. All right, puck is dropped. Storm send it behind the net. And they fire it off the glass. Couture keeps that in, sends it around the boards the other way. Paris races after it. Storm chip it up center. And out of the zone, Frood steps up at the red line. Rowan Frood ties him up. Gets the puck back. Sends it over to Bellamas. Bellamas takes a second and hands it back to Rowan. Rowan skates up the blue line, gets it center for Perry. She dumps it in the zone. Puck goes across the blue line. Couture with some pressure. In comes Lontang. She's really forcing that play. Now comes the other way for the Storm. They send it cross ice out of the zone. Frood stops her at the blue line. She gets crushed by the ref. Storm get the rebound. Shot on net. 4:05 to go in the first. Puck goes down low. Gibbs picks it up and chips it up for Lontang. Lontang gets that over the blue line and out. Morris after it enters the zone with Gation. Morris goes in, it's a shot. Goalie gets a glove save. Gation on the rebound, sends it back to Morris. Morris behind the net with it. She's tied up, now she comes out with it in the corner. Gets it back to the blue line. Izzy's there to keep it in. Now Kingston sends it up center. right onto the stick of Gibbs. Gibbs across to Judd. Judd cuts up center, goes into the zone with it. Knocked back for Gibbs. Gibbs keeping possession, gets that cross ice. Knocked away by North York, that's gonna be icing. .3:14 to go in the first. Puck's back for Jojo, slap shot, save, rebound comes out. Emma gets it back, hands it off to Jojo. Jojo up for Cole. Cole chips that in the zone and Belanger's after it. She gets a piece of it, Carrington helping her out. Now the Storm chip it up out of the zone. Emma Moore gets it back. Emma chips it up the boards. Storm stop it at the ringette line. They send it back to the blue line. They get a shot. That's deflected away by Carrington. Jojo gets the loose puck in the corner. She goes for a little skate. Hands it off to Carrington at the blue line. Carrington gets to the red line. Back check from the Storm. Send it back into our zone. Ice and waved off. Emma gets it in the behind the net. Sends that around to Jojo. Jojo up the boards. Storm blocked that pass. Now Cole blocks a pass, sends it up center. Just out of the reach of Berkeley. Storm send it out of their zone. Perry keeping possession, gets it over the blue line. Now we're back on side. Paris helping her out, but the Storm get it back. Perry, though, knocks it away, and Storm find it again. It's neutral zone. Storm get a shot that goes wide. Berkeley sends that behind the nets. Puck comes out front for Belamash. She clears it out of the zone. That might be icing. No, icing waved off. Yeah, Kingston's not skating for it. Kingston. I keep saying Kingston because we played them earlier and they just played in the game before we were watching. Kingston actually won the game against Cambridge right before this, so it's kind of stuck in my mind. Long story short, Belamash gets it out of the zone. And Izzy goes in for some pressure. Puck gets over the blue line. Storm enter our zone, 1-on-2. Massimiliano keeps her in the corner. Storm pass it out front. They're all tied up. Puck comes get to the defense. They get a shot. Glove save by the goalie. Birthday girl to save. 1:03 to go in the first. All right, Jed sends that cross ice to Lontang and gets some help from Addy to get that out of the zone. It's in the neutral zone. Now the Storm get it out into our zone. Judd chips it up over the blue line into Storm territory. Izzy gets there first. She gets that over for Morris. Morris gets the shot on net. Goalie makes the save. Rebounds loose. Gation gets a piece of it. She gets hacked down. Help from Morris and Lontang to keep that down low. Lontang working at it, gets a piece of it. It's knocked away. The Storm send it up center. Gibbs is there for it. Gibbs over into the zone for Izzy. Izzy gets a piece of it to keep it in the zone. Storm sends it up the side. Addy gets that back. Over to Kalen. Kalen chips that up. And that's the end of the first. All right, puck's back in our zone off the draw. 12 minutes to go in the second. JoJo up for Carrington. That's knocked down by the Storm. They go down low into the corner. They get back to the blue line. Shot on net, steered away by Barsanti. Rebound picked up by Emma. She chips that up, but the Storm keep it in. They get a shot. That's deflected high. Emma gets it back and gets the puck up the boards. Belanger to Cole. Cole chips it out. It's going to be iced in though. Perry sends it to Frood. Frood ties up in the corner. Gets some help from Patura. She scoops up the puck. Gets that to the blue line. Storm keep it in, but now Paris gets that out. Paris gains the red line, goes into the zone with it. Goes behind the net. Getting some help from Perry. Paris still on the stick check. Now 2-on-2 in the corner. Puck comes out. Berkeley with some pressure, ties her up. Puck comes out. They get a shot, blocker save. Frood on the rebound, gets that out of the zone. Oh, now offside. Frood to Massimiliano. Belamass chips it up center. Storm get a piece of it, and now Paris knocks it into the zone. Storm put that up center. Re-enter the zone. Shot on net, steered away. Rowan on the rebound. Sends that up the boards. Paris gets there. Gets the puck, chips it up. Storm keep that in though, so Paris keeps the battle going. Gets a piece of it again. Back on the stick of Paris. She sends that cross ice out of the zone. Over to Berkeley. Berkeley gets the red line, dumps it in. Lady Wolves go for a change. Storm fire that up center. They get it off her stick to avoid the icing into the zone. Dread ties up in the corner, gets the puck. She comes out with it, hands it off to Izzy. Izzy chips it up center. It's kept in by the Storm. It's knocked back for Gibbs. Gibbs gets that to Izzy. Izzy up for Morris. Get that into the zone. Storm get it back though. Battle at the blue line. Morris sends that across to Gation. Gation chips it at center. Storm get it back. Gation follows it in with some pressure. Support from Morris and Gation on the corner. And Gibbs at the blue line keeps that in. Back for Gibbs again. Her shot gets deflected into the corner. Izzy on the rebound. Puts that down low for Morris. Gets her stick, but now the Storm chip it up the boards. Gibbs gets it back. Cross ice to Lontang, back into the zone. Izzy centers that for Morris, but she was tied up, and Gation's on that now. Gation in the corner to Morris. Morris comes out with it. Gets that back to Gibbs. Gibbs walks across the blue line. Her shot on net, blocked by the Storm. They take it in the corner, fire it up the boards, out of the zone. Judd on the back check. No call there. Then she threw our stick away. Now Gibbs takes it into the zone. We got a battle going on. Still battling hard. Lontang helping her out. Gibbs gets bumped but returns the favor. Knocks the girl down. Lontang ties up. Puck's chipped back. Storm try to get that out. Hey! We're getting body contact. She got cross-checked after, no follow-up call. Or is she going to call? She's going to call the cross-check too. So 5-on-5. Face-off should be over here. We'll see. So Gibbs gets body contact. They get cross-check. And face-off comes back in the corner. Go inside, guys. Go inside. Inside. All right. Girls were lining up the blue line. I was trying to mentally coach them to go inside for the face-off. All right, 7:47 to go in the second. 5-on-5 hockey. Cole gets a shot. That's blocked. Paise puts that towards net. Now Cole's shot. Goalie makes a save. Paise's shot goes behind the net. Cole after it in the corner. Storm chip it up. Jojo keeps that in. Fires that into the other corner. Storm chip it up the boards and outs. Ice and waved off. It was on net anyways. Jojo fires it around the boards for Carrington. Carrington gets a piece of it. Now Emma helps her out and fires it around for Cole. Puck comes out front. Now the Storm pass it. That's knocked away by Emma. Belanger comes in to get that puck. Oh, she gets flipped over. And now they're going to call that. So power play coming up for the Wolves. All right. Perry gets that back to Massimiliano. She walks in, gets a shot that's deflected off Kingston over the net. Perry on the rebound, puts it out front. Goalie makes a save. Perry comes back with it in the corner. Works it out front. North York gets it, but Bella Mass keeps that in. She gets that to Bella Perry. She works it out front. Loose puck. Goalie sends that in the corner. Storm send it up the boards. Bella Mass gets it back down low to Bella Perry. She's all tied up. She tried to get that over. Now the Storm chip it up. Massimiliano gets a piece of it, and Frood picks up the loose puck. Behind the net, hits the brakes. Comes up center with it. Across to Bella Perry. Bella Perry takes it up into the zone. And she sends that back to Bella Mass, maybe. No, she works it to the front. Shot from Patura. Save is made, and the goalie hangs on to it. .606 in the period. Second period. A minute to go in the power play. Puck's back for Judd. She looks over to Gibbs. Back to Judd. Down low for Lontang. She gets a shot on net. Goalie makes a save. Rebound to Morris. Morris takes it in the corner. Gets that in front. Lontang is in! Holy Mackinac! Lady Wolves go up 1-0. Pass from Morris. Deflection by Lontang up on the top shelf. Power play goal. Morris back to Moore, across to Judd, up the boards. Gation in the neutral zone gets double teamed. Judd helps her out, gets back in the zone, pressure, and Barsanti sends the puck into the corner for Lontang. Lontang up to Gation. She chips it up center, then into the zone. She follows that in. The goalie's going to have to cover that. Holy cow. How much abuse can she take? She didn't even go to the net. Gets beat up like that. All right, 5:22. Coincidental penalties are over. Also, all players back on their benches or on the ice. Storm chip it up, but Jojo keeps that in. Gets some help from Cole. Cole forces the play down low. Belanger supports her. Cole working at it. Comes around the other way. Carrington's turn for pressure. She ties up. Help from Dahlia. Keeps the puck in the corner. Now it squirts out to to the slot. The Storm come out with it. Nice work from Carrington, gets a stick on that. And now Jojo gets it back. Jojo across ice. Belanger takes it into the zone. Belanger behind the net with it. Reverses in the corner. Gets it in front for Carrington, but she was all tied up. Jojo coming in, gets a piece of it. That's cleared out. Ice and waved off. It came off for us. Emma Moore gets it back for the Wolves in the corner. She gets that to Carrington. Carrington up for Dahlia. Ref is in the way. We get that out. Storm sent it back in. Morsey gets that back out. No, it stays in, I guess, and Belanger's on it now. Belanger off the boards. Getting some help. Now, Cole, that's offside. He waved that off. Morsey gets it back anyways. Sends that around, hits the side of the net. Belanger gets some help from Carrington, over for Cole. We get that over the red line, into the zone. Cole fires that on net. We go for a line change. Massimiliano gets a piece of that, it comes out. Back check, nothing happening there. Puck's in the corner for Bellamas. She chips that up for Paris. Paris gets it out to Perry. Oh, the blue line. Oof, took a spill on the blue line. Paris gets it back. Over for Patura. Storm keep that in. Now we get that out. Paris working at it. There we go. Paris comes out with it. Gets it over the blue for Perry. Perry into the zone. Gets flipped over. And Storm come the other way with it. They fire up center. Pass. Shot gets deflected by Frood. Frood in the corner. Gets that behind the net for Bella Mass. Mass up for Patura. She chips it up center. The Storm keep it in. It's back for Bella Mass. She chips it up center. Now Rowan Frood puts it up. Now save. Nope. Shot goes wide. Frood. Oh, tied up in the corner. Puck is loose. The Storm find it. Frood ties her back up. Now Frood fires that around for Patura. Patura gets that. It's kept in by the Storm. At the blue line, Storm get a shot. Barsanti with the pad save. Now Bella Mass fires that up center. Paris gets a piece of it. No icing. Wolves go for a change. Storm chip it up center. Judd's there to send it back to Stormway. Storm chip it in high. Bouncing puck steered away by Barsanti. Gibbs fires it off the glass and out. Rolling puck. That's going to make it for an icing. 1:56 to go in the second. 1-0 Lady Wolves. Off the draw, Judd sends it around for Lontang. Lontang takes it up, gets over for Gation. Gation takes it into the Kingston zone. In behind the net. Someone just connected to the Bluetooth speaker, and now they're playing music. Fuck. All right, Lontang gets it in the zone. Might have to mute it if the music continues. Holy cow, Izzy gets crushed behind the net. No call. Gibbs pitches to keep it in, but it comes out anyways. Into the zone, the shot fired. Glove save from Barsanti. Yeah, there's a team warming up below me, and when they try to connect to their speaker, there's a speaker above the timekeeper box that connected to briefly. Anyways, all back to normal. 5-on-5 shot blocked by Belanger. Gets back to the blue line. That shot into the glove of Leila Barsanti. 1:07 to go in the second. Off the draw, shot from the blue line goes behind the net. Jojo after it in the corner. Gets it up for Carrington. Carrington chips it up center to Michaela Cole. Cole gets it into the zone. Tries to work that out front. Storm right her way. Carrington helping her out now. Carrington takes it across the zone. She's getting hooked the whole way, so she dumps it in. Puck comes up the sidewall. Now Belanger's turn. She's tied up down low. 40 seconds. Cole coming in. Belanger working at it too. Cole gets it to Palizé. Keep that in. That's a high stick from the Storm, but Cole gets it back. Gets a shot. Oh, it just misses the net. Try to go blocker side. Jojo keeps that in. Comes around the other way. It's chipped up. Morsey knocks it down. Fires that to the net. In front. Oh, Belanger almost had a one-timer. Puck bounced away. She gets taken out. Returns the favor. Now we get it back out front. It's loose. Whistle goes. 5 seconds. Ref lost sight of it. There we go. .6 seconds to go in the second. You know what I'm going to say here. Pull the goalie. Go 6-on-5. But we got the lead. That's too risky. Just hang on to this here. Keep it simple. I'm going to say Perry takes a shot off the draw here. I actually tried it, got deflected behind the net. Now Paris ties up, but that's going to be the end of 2 periods. Wolves up by 1. I just did. Ah! All right, 3rd period action. Really like that cheer from the Wolves there. They're upbeat, on beat. Now 12 more minutes to go. All right, we send the puck into the Storm zone. They send it back to Bellemas. She gets that to Berkeley. Berkeley over the red line, takes it over the blue, gets a shot, blocker side, rebound comes out. Storm chip it away. Frood keeps that in. Her shot deflected away. Paris after that rebound. Now Patura sends that down low into the corner. Perry after it. Bounces past Bellemas and Frood picks it up. Frood off the boards for Patura. She sends that back in the Storm zone. Perry with pressure. Berkeley supports her. And then Frood puts it deep in the zone. Now Perry ties up. Berkeley puts it out front. Oh, it hits a skate. It's back for Bellemas. She gets a shot. It's in! Nice little shot from the blue line. Bellemas Emiliano puts us up 2-0. Picking corners, picking corners. Oh, yeah. Bellemas from the point. It is a continued shot. It didn't be tipped, but nobody touched it and it went right in the corner.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, it was slow motion. All right, Storm get it back in their zone. Pressure from Lontang, and Morris keeps it down low. Lontang gets a shot. Blocker save. Into the corner. The Storm get it up center. Morris slows it down. Lontang keeps it in. She fires that towards the net. Gets deflected over. Gation sends that over for Gibbs. Gibbs puts that behind the net for Morris. Morris to Longtang, works that out front, comes back for Judd at the blue line. She sends that back down low for Gation. Gation gets it out front. Goalie gets a stick on it. Gibbs' shot goes down low for Morris. She puts it out front. Save is made. Another shot. That gets blocked in front. Morris on the side working at it. Gation gets it down low for Longtang. She puts it out front. Gation's shot on net. Save. Loose puck cleared away by the Storm. They're going to come try 3-on-2 the other way, but back checking from the Wolves, force them to dump it in. Storm go for a change. Gibbs has a half a second here. She gets up to Gation. Gation dumps it in. The rest of the Wolves go for a change. Gation goes in for pressure. The Storm start to break out with it. Both team with fresh skaters out there. Gibbs gets a piece of it that's kept in by the Storm. Now Belanger chips it up. The Storm get it out front. Cole knocks that away. The Storm get it back on net. Save from Barsanti. 9.5 minutes to go in regulation. Face off coming to the left of Leila. Jojo chips that up. Carrington on the sidewall is all tied up, and she's battling hard, gets it over to Jojo. Jojo goes behind the net, fires it hard off the boards. It's kept in at the blue line, but Cole forces it, and the Storm keep it in. Terze blocks the shot into the corner. Behind the net, Morsey gets there. Chips it off the glass and out. The Storm chip it up center. They're still offside. They're back onside now. They dump it in. Emma Moore gets it for the Wolves. Off the boards and out. Storm chip it back our way. We only have 5 players, which is good. Both teams working out line changes. Storm get it back in their zone. Pressure from Paris. Now Patur and Perry in the mix. And Paris is almost keeping that in, almost had that stick check. Storm get it back in our zone. Emma Moore chips it up. Out. Offside. .8:21 to go in regulation. 2-0 for your Sudbury Lady Wolves. Massimiano in the neutral zone. Gets it to Paris. Paris chips it in. Ice and waved off. Berkeley gets there, ties up behind the net. Literally tied up, so Perry helps her out. Storm come out with it though. They dump it in our zone. Rowan Frood gets there behind the net. Up the boards for Patura. Patura chips at it. Storm come in to keep it in. Perry gets it back for the Wolves behind the net. Up for Paris. She chips that up in the neutral zone. Storm get it back. They're offside. The ref's not even paying attention. He just didn't want to get hit there. Puck comes out front. Doesn't connect with nobody. The Storm keep it in at the blue line. Now Bella Mass in the corner. Fires that off the net. The old trick pass to herself. And now it fires up the boards. Paris chips at it. It's kept in by the Storm. And now Bella Mass comes out with it. She sends that across to Berkeley Pertura. She enters the zone 1-on-2 for the Wolves. Berkeley shot into the glove. She follows that in to get a face-off in Storm territory with 7:05 to go in regulation. 7:05, also one of the best area codes out there. All right, Morris puts that towards the net, hits a Storm player. Gation sends it down low for Morris. She's tied up, throws an elbow on the head. Gation keeping it in the zone. Morris helping her out. It squeaks out. Gibbs is there for it. Her shot just a little wide. Storm get it back. They chip it up. Judd blocks the pass and gets that over for Morris. Morris in the neutral zone. Skates it back in. Cuts across. Cuts in. Gets some help from Longtang. But it's cleared out. No, that's not icing. We could have played that. Gibbs gets back for it. Off the boards, Gation at the red line. Gets it over the blue. Help from Lontang and Morris. Storm starts coming the other way with it now. Storm dump it in the zone. Judd's back for it. Off the boards. Now Judd gets that over for Gaish. Gaish in battles, gets some help from Izzy. Storm get it back at the blue line, dump it in. Kalen's got it. Off the glass. Back in the Storm territory, we go for a change, all 5 skaters. We got 25 fresh legs out there. Just kidding, 10 fresh legs. Now it's back, Barsanti on the save. .536 to go in regulation time. 2-0 Lady Wolves. Jojo up the boards, kept in at the blue line. Belanger blocks that shot, sends it down low. Storm keep it in. Cole battles, getting some help from Dahlia. Back for Emma, she chips it up. Dahlia gets it out of the zone. Her and Carrington enter the zone 2-on-2. Dahlia fires a slap shot. Goalie makes a save. Oh, Carrington gets taken out in front of the net. Ref didn't see that. Cole helping out with the battle down low. Storm come out with it. They chip it up center. 1-on-1 for Emma Moore. Moore as he stops her. Loose puck. Puck is still loose. We're all tied up. Now Cole chips it up. Storm keeping in at the blue line. Their shot blocked in front and loose puck picked up by Carrington. Carrington gets that cross ice to Cole. Cole gets a shot blocked. She follows it up. Gets taken out. That's an easy interference call. Too many players on the ice there too. We're missing offside calls. 4 minutes and getting some help from Perry. Now Paris in the mix. The Storm keeping it at the blue line. It comes back for Frood. Frood around for Adjueze. She gets up the boards. It bounces off the glass. Patura blocks the shot. Storm walk back in with it, get a shot. Glove save, rebound. Chipped away by Jojo. Shot goes behind the net. Now Rowan Frood's there to get the puck out of the zone. She chips that into the Storm territory. She's racing after it. She wins the race. Then sends a puck down low. Help from Patura now. The Storm. Oh, nice back check from Perry. And Bellamas gets it. 2 minutes for body contact. Ref still hasn't given a signal yet. Okay, boarding is the call. Boarding, body contact, 2 minutes. 2-minute penalty with 3:26 left in regulation. Timeout called by North York. All right, 3:26 left in regulation. 2-minute penalty kill for the Wolves. We'll get Lontang and Morris up front. Frood and Massimiliano on the point. Everyone's all tied up. Puck goes towards the hash marks on the boards. They get it to the blue line. Morris with some pressure. Lontang knocks that away, gets down low. Storm on the sidewall with it. Get it back to the blue line. They get a shot. Save is made. 1:39 to go in the penalty. 3:05 in regulation. And it's back to the blue line. Storm walk in, hand it off. Get a shot. That's off the glove and the crossbar and out of bounds. Face off on the other side. 2:55 left in regulation. 1:29 in the penalty. Well, we chip the puck. That's kept in at the blue line. Storm try and draw us out so they can send it down low. They get it out front. It's cleared into the corner. Belamass fires that around. Izzy chips at it. Gets it up. It's kept in by the Storm. They send that up to the slot. Their shot. Save. Rebound is loose. They get a shot. Barsanti with a huge save. And Malmorris clears it out of the zone. Lontang after it. She's going to go on a breakaway potentially. Lontang gets a shot. Block aside. Goalie makes a save. Izzy keeps the battle going. She gets taken out in the corner. No call. 45 seconds go penalty. That was offside. Storm working it around. The perimeter. Get it back to the blue line. Shot. Deflected away by Judd. Puck's in the corner. Storm send it back to the blue line. D to D. Down low. Judd gets a stick on that one again. Ties up. Blocking it again. Good battle from Judd in the corner. Now she comes out with it. Fires it off the glass. That's kept in. Storm get it back to the blue line. They get a shot. We make a save. I think we're getting a penalty. Yeah, we're getting a penalty here. Our other one's over, so at least it'll be 5-on-4. We just got to touch it here. So 1:20 to go. Back on the penalty kill. Interference called in front of the net. Now the Storm net is empty. 6-on-5 for the Storm. We'll get Perry and Belanger up front. Moore and Adjueze on the point. 1:20 left in regulation. Wolves up 2-0. This is taking too long. You got to kick him out of the draw. She can't take the draw. He should have been kicked out for taking too long, but minor details. The Storm working around the perimeter. Wolves play a tight box down low. They get a shot. Barsanti with a save. 1:05 left in regulation. Perry wins it back to Jojo. Jojo blasts it up the boards, but it's kept in. Last minute of regulation time. Storm get it to the blue line. They're working around the perimeter. They get that out front. Can't get a shot off though. Puck's loose. Picked up by the Storm. They send that behind the net. They try to get that out front. Can't connect on the pass. 35 seconds on the board. Trying to keep the clock on display. The Storm put it in the corner. Pass out front. Blocked by Barsanti and Moore. Storm send it back down low. 20 seconds left in regulation time. Storm send it down low. Back to the blue line. Now they take a shot through traffic. Blocker save. Knocked away. We get tripped there. No call. Big save, 2 big saves. That's going to be good enough to win the game. At the buzzer. Whatever, 2-1 game. That's still a win for the Wolves. Yeah, big scored at the end. That win should be good enough to advance us over the semifinals tomorrow morning. More details to follow later on.